Ask the Expert, certified financial planner Phil Bollin here once again to help us with what he calls tax time bombs. Okay, so you got to help me out here. Tax time bomb sounds very scary. Is it?
It can be very scary. So the last time I was here was actually March 15th, which is the Ides of March. I didn't have any warnings then. I'm bringing a warning today that we're setting ourselves up for some pretty scary tax bills in the future. And it's really a kind of combination of three different things that are going to be occurring in the short run. Kind of think of it as that movie that with George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg, The Perfect Storm. All these elements are coming together. We have tax cuts that are going to be expiring from the Tax Cuts and Job Act in 2017, and those are going to end at the end of 2025.
Okay.
So we're all going to see higher taxes. We've got record levels of savings in pre-tax retirement accounts, 401ks and IRAs, and we're also setting ourselves up in a political and economic climate where taxes really have nowhere to go but up.
These are not good things. These are not good things. Okay, so and you're focusing on this because we're just coming out of tax season here, right? We're just on the other end, and it's like, oh, hey, here's something to look forward to. So how do we protect ourselves?
Yeah, so we've been meeting with a lot of people and kind of preparing them for what's coming down the pike in a couple years. So you still have a little bit more than 2.5 or 1.5 years to prepare for this, but we can start doing some different things. We can start preparing our budgets for spending, because whether you're wealthy or not, if taxes revert to the old levels, we're all going to be paying 2, 3, 4% more federal income tax. We can start allocating our retirement savings a little bit differently. Maybe instead of the old traditional pre-tax 401k contributions, we start shifting things to Roth so that we don't exacerbate the problem 2, 3 decades down the road, depending on how far we are from retirement. There are some things that we can do with distributions from our retirement accounts to kind of proactively maybe pay a little bit more tax today or avoid tax completely, depending on strategies that we use. There are some things that we can use with distributing to charitable organizations that avoid taxes completely. So there is no one-size-fits-all solution. It's just going to depend on everybody's situation. And we're really trying to get out in front of this so people have a lot of time to react and make adjustments that aren't going to be as painful as getting that tax bill in April of 2026 with what they owe.
I think one thing that's interesting is that, you know, after you reach a certain point, you have the required distributions you have to take out. And I think sometimes that's a little scary because you don't necessarily want to. You don't want to be taxed. What is one plan to do if you have to take those required minimum distributions?
So the one we talked about is for people 70 and a half and older, we have qualified charitable deductions or distributions, where instead of taking your required minimum distribution, you first give the money to a charitable organization. It bypasses your income completely, helps the charitable organization, which you're probably going to do anyway, but really lowers your tax bill and gives them the full amount because they won't be paying income tax on it.
Sure, I think that's a good thing to stress, because that way, you know, you're helping another cause and you're not getting hurt by it as well.
Correct.
Okay, and these are some excellent notes. Is there anything you want to hit on us before you have to leave?
Every situation is going to be different. The only way that you can really find out what's going to be the best solution for you and how bad the tax burden could be would be to come in and meet with a financial planner, kind of start planning out your scenarios and getting ahead of things before time's too late. And when the sand leaves the hourglass and it's time to pay those taxes, the opportunity to make changes is done.
And those are the days of our lives. So,
yes.
He is a very busy man, a lot going on. So thank you so much for taking your time to be with us.
My pleasure.
And helping us out there. Phil Bollin, certified financial planner, right here joining us. Oh, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.